Yo guys, yo, what is going on? Welcome back to another video, another upload. As you guys know, I do daily upload. I'm going to adjust my camera slightly there. But yeah, I say daily uploads every single day. New ideas, constantly going through my head. But like I say, I've come up with another idea. And you guys have been greeted by another video by A.J.T. So, this one again is like the 5 best players, the 5 best players, the 5 worst players. This one is the 5 best teams five best teams I've ever visited in terms of atmosphere. Now these are just atmosphere. Like I say, man, I've had the honour to go to many football stadiums, even ones abroad. I've seen the football stadium for the Patriots, New England Patriots. I've also, well, should I say that's American Football Stadium. I've also been to PSV, Eindhoven Stadium, obviously for the UEFA Cup final. That didn't make the list. But that is again that is also a great stadium. But in terms of the 5 best for atmosphere, these are the 5 I've come up with now. I know a lot of you guys may not agree, but since it couldn't be 10, I say, man, if it was 10 stadiums, I would have done it no problem. With being 5, I had to dig deep and think which 5 are the best ones I've been to for atmosphere. In terms of which games I've really enjoyed, whereabouts I've sang, and then obviously whereabouts Borough sang, and then obviously the opposition have sang, and you've genuinely enjoyed the noise around the stadium. These are the 5. Now, one of the stadiums, obviously, it goes from 5 right down to 1. The 1 being the best, 5th being obviously it's just on the same level as number 1. But in terms of number 1, I'm going to go for Upton Park. Now, Upton Park isn't there no more. It's all West Ham Stadium. Obviously, West Ham do now play at the London Stadium. But I tell you now, if you've never went to Upton Park, I do feel for you as a football fan, because Upton Park for me was one of the best stadiums I've visited for atmosphere-wise. It's unbelievable. Just back in the day, especially with the noise, unbelievable noise it was making that ground. You know, obviously Borough fans are loud no matter where we go, but especially West Ham fans. I mean, I'm not even lying when I say it to you, West Ham fans didn't half bring noise when Borough played, and obviously should I say I was only a kid when I went, but listen, I'll never forget what it was like. Upton Park, night game under the lights, and the place was rocking. You know, it was absolutely bouncing, and Upton Park was unbelievable that night. Absolutely class atmosphere. West Ham fans, you know, say what you want about them, but the noise they can make, the noise that them fans can make, you know what I mean? It's scary. It's intimidating at times, and the noise fact that Borough fans are loud, they were loud, and back and forth, unreal. So like I say, whenever Borough play West Ham, I always look forward to it, home or away, because like I say, the atmosphere is always booming. But especially at night in Upton Park, and Borough beating 1-0 as well. Brian Dean, it was who scored a penalty, so it shows you how long ago it was. But yeah, in terms of that game, I know it's years ago, but I'm never going to forget that game in my life. It was unbelievable atmosphere. The 4th one is Manchester United. Now again, Benito Carbone, Alan Boxes played in this one, but like I say, I know these aren't very recent, but like I say, man, they are just my own opinion. Manchester United away, Borough beating 1-0, and I tell you now again, just walk up to that stadium as a kid. I haven't seen it on TV and heard what everyone said about, obviously, what everyone said about Old Trafford. And I wouldn't have been that young, I probably was about 10 or 11 at the time. And I walked up to the ground. I remember walking up to Old Trafford and just looking at it and just thinking, this ground's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? And for a kid to go there, as they call it, the Theatre of Dreams, and you're just looking at it, it's just unreal. Absolutely amazing. When you get inside of it, the place is huge. It's absolutely massive inside of Old Trafford. And like I say, as a kid, just stood there, just looking at all the best players. Obviously, I'm not saying the best players in terms of look at me, I'm Man United fan. I mean, just looking at some of the best players in the world. Obviously, what Man United had at the time being Ryan Giggs when he was in form, Roy Keane, David Beckham, Van Nistelrooy. You know what I mean? Or Van Nistelrooy, however the hell you want to pronounce it. They had some of the best players. When you look at them lads out there as a kid, watching them players grow up on the TV and watching them on FIFA and whatnot, when you actually see them live in the flesh, it just takes your breath away. So like I say, Manchester United away, beating 1-0. But I tell you now, it was loud. It was louder that afternoon, obviously, when Borough scored. Borough scored pretty early on, and Borough fans were loud and loud and loud. Manchester United away, man, if you've never been, your team play Manchester United, please go, because I tell you now, you will not regret it. It's absolutely unbelievable. Manchester United away, the Theatre of Dreams, what they call it, and that's it. It's probably one of the best stadiums I've ever visited in my life. Unreal. The 3rd, this place, man, when they sing You'll Never Walk Alone, flipping, do you feel it in every single ounce of your body? It is intimidating. Like I say, I went there again. Steven Gerrard scored probably one of Steven Gerrard scored probably one of the best volleys I've ever seen live in the flesh. Ziyech never opened the scoring. It fell to Steven Gerrard in the second half. Just come over the halfway and I took it on the chest. And he smacked it across Brad Jones. It went straight to the opposite corner and he slid and like this. Did this one past the cop. Slid pretty much into the hole of the cop and went absolutely ballistic. But like I say, as soon as I got there, I mean, I remember looking out again to it. I remember just looking at the cop and just thinking, bloody hell, remember as I was sat, I couldn't see the top of the cop. I remember looking, thinking, that stand's still going. I can't see the top of it, and it's still going. And when they played You'll Never Walk Alone, the noise, I remember just again looking at my dad as a kid and just seeing goosebumps on my arm because it was so loud. It was such an incredible feeling, and well, not so much feeling, but such an incredible experience. To be able to experience that sort of iconic moment when everyone knows that when Liverpool sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," it's one of the things about people turn up the TV or whatever, or people just like to sit there and just sort of hear it. People know it's iconic. So to be there as a kid and just to hear the noise from every single part of the stadium singing "You'll Never Walk Alone," it's unreal. Obviously, I know Brother fans sang as well, but I say, man, it's just for a second at Anfield, you have to just take that in. You know what I mean? As much as maybe people hate the club or say people don't like them, listen, you know what I mean? I'm all for atmosphere of football games. You know what I mean? If the other team can bring it, fantastic. But listen, that afternoon, that just maybe that 5 minutes of just hearing them sing before the kickoff was unreal because it was so loud, absolutely class. The next two have been cup finals, and the first one, or should I say, in number 2, is the Millennium Stadium. The whole day of the Carling Cup final was unreal. And like I say, I was sat bang on behind the goal, a couple of rows up. Sat with my dad. Obviously, me and my dad have been going to Brother matches now. Or should I say, he used to take me around the country week in, week out for years until he started working again. And what? Or should I say, just working kind of full time. So now all his time sort of goes to work. But before he went there, obviously when I was a kid, he made sure I went to every single game. You know what I mean? He made sure I was there, decent seat. And he always took me there, win, lose or draw, man. We were always there every single week. So like I say, I big up my dad for that, man. I'm grateful for all their memories. And obviously, this memory in particular, you know, me and him had stayed over at my nan and granddad's down south. Obviously, with all my family, me and him got up early, face painted our faces, went down to Millennium Stadium. Got there nice and early. It was red hot. Most of my family had gone down there from Teesside, met them down there. And the whole day was unbelievable. I mean, Ian got put inside the match day programme as well. Obviously for the following week, me and my dad. And I say, man, that picture obviously stays with me for life. I've also got the programme as well in my house. But that day, the Millennium Stadium, the atmosphere inside that stadium, and flipping it, man. I always remember Rocking All Over the World played from the Status Quo when that played. And obviously, or should I say, because obviously the Status Quo song played right at the end of the game. I remember looking at my dad, man. I'm even getting a bit upset talking about it now, man. Honestly, man, it's an emotional thing to talk about for me, but even just to describe it. But I remember looking at my dad, man, when obviously, you know, as soon as Danny Mills boots that ball upfield, and obviously the referee blew the whistle, my dad sort of fell to the floor, and they had to get some people over to try and bring him back round because he sort of lost all his breath. I remember looking at him, man, hugging him and kissing him on the forehead, and looking at him, just thinking, bloody hell, get in there, man. Borough have done it, man. Borough have won the cup. And say what you want about that cup, man, but having that experience with my dad at that time was the best thing ever, man. I wouldn't change it for the world, honestly. I mean, it was it was just, I can't put words to it. I can't put words to that feeling, what it's like when Borough won the cup. And, you know, as a kid, you know what I mean, obviously I looked straight at my dad and I said, Dad, I can't believe we've done it, man. I can't believe we won the bloody cup, and this is unbelievable. And obviously having Janino run round to us with the Carling Cup in his hands and everyone just bouncing all over. Millennium Stadium was absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, man, big up my dad for that, man. Thank you for being there with me as well, big man. It was unreal. The number 1 is Wembley Stadium. Now I know Borough lost to Norwich, but a whole weekend again I was with my dad and my brother and a few friends. And again, to share the experience with my dad and my brother was just class. You know what I mean? The whole day. We went for a buffet before it. You know what I mean? Big boys, man. Big boys have got to get the buffets in before. A couple of beers. You know what I mean? Obviously, when I can speak, I only had a couple of beers, man. I did not want to forget about this whole weekend. Stayed in Watford, and let's say on the whole weekend we had a great time. Night before, Trafalgar Square. The day after, went down Wembley, got there nice and early, 9:30 in the morning, and I say, man, getting pictures with my dad and my brother, just experienced the whole day together. Game was unbelievable. And like I say, as soon as I got in the ground, I wasn't sat with them. I sat 4 rows in front to the left. I remember looking back at them, and I remember seeing them. I remember a second goal going in and looking back and seeing my brother and my dad's face. And seeing my little brother at the time, he was very young, so you can see him just getting a bit upset, and I thought, bloody hell, man, this is hurting me, this is hurting my heart. Seeing them two upset, and to be fair, it played a factor on me, because even I got a bit upset at the time. I look back at them and I'm thinking, oh, wait, boys, come on, boys, don't worry, man, next season, Borough do, and Borough did do it. And at the time, you know what I mean, even before the kick-off, and me, obviously having my little brother next to me, but jumping all over in the stand, man, singing all the Borough songs, it was class. And them sort of memories there, man, you know what I mean, them sort of memories there will stay with me for a lifetime. Do you know what I mean? So big up my brother and my dad, you know what I mean? Both cup finals that Borough have been in. Obviously, my dad had been there, and obviously my brother's been there. He's the only one that my brother's never been to, and that was Andover, and that was because he was a bit too young. But listen, plenty more cup finals, sure, Billy, man, that me and you'll be going to, obviously, with our dad. But yeah, but in terms of atmosphere for both them games, obviously Wembley Stadium, before the kick-off was class, it was bouncing, it was rocking, Trafalgar Square was unbelievable as well. But yeah, that's been the top 5. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know your top 5 down below as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys again tomorrow for yet another video. You guys take care and see you again soon. Up the butter.